Howdy, 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 everybody. Here we go with another inbox review. I have started this, but I've just done a little bit of sanding on the body. That's it. I marked out the mold seams and did a little sanding on those, but that's kind of where it stops. The instructions are not in here. They are in the other room because I was actually reviewing those last night. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get up and go in there because the camera is actually blocking it, and I don't want to mess that up. So we're just going to forgo the instructions. They're just standard MPC instructions. They're not too bad. They're kind of decent. But, you know, that's where we're going to go ahead and go with that there. So first of all, I want to thank you for watching. I do want to ask right now up front, in case you go to the end, please like and subscribe if you can. Watch this video to the end, and maybe even leave a comment or something, or give me your thoughts on this kit if you have it and have built it. It will help me out greatly. It will help the channel out, and it'll help us grow. Definitely, please feel free to share any links that you may want to. So, looking at the box side here, I am seeing one thing here that's kind of got me a little off right here. These graphics are not in here. Not that I found. I will go ahead and when we open this up, I will double check it. But as far as I know, these decals, not here. On the back, as with most AMT stuff, these decals are in there. This all the layout stuff here. I was debating, whether I wanted to put the body kit on or not. But you know what? Yes, I'm going to. I'm going to put the fender flares on and everything because I like that body kit. I think it looks cool. I am most likely to use the blue with the silver decals. Probably Tamiya Mica Blue Pearl. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. So again, as stated, this actually should be in here, but as you can see, I went ahead and I already marked out the seams, the mold seams, and got those sanded down. So now I just have to do a little bit of cleanup here. I need to do a better job than I did on my duster. I need to glue the front and rear bumpers and fascias on there, and then I can go ahead and get this bad boy into paint. For now, let's just go ahead and actually, let's do this to start. The chassis is, you can see its age. I mean, it has that weird MPC texture, and it kind of ends right there. And it's a very MPC-like, but at the same time, it's probably more detailed than a lot of their offerings. This is a later offering, obviously, because a lot of their stuff was in the 70s. Metal axles, just very poor detail. This actually, yeah, it's not too crisp, but that's typical 80s. Some of these things you're going to have to decide whether. I don't think these are ejector pin marks. They might be, but I don't think so. I think ejector pin marks are all going to be on the inside. Yeah, they're here. So ejector pin marks there. The only ones really that need any attention are that and that. And that's it. That's actually pretty good at, for the era of this kit, that's really good engineering. Go ahead and put that in there. Let's go ahead and move on to the body here real quick. Oh, holy crap, would you look at that? Hello, dumbass. So I dropped that interior. So the interior is typical, for the era that this kit was, tooled up. And that is, there's a weird, funky carpet texture. I don't even know where to begin with that. Detail on the door panels is all molded in because the door panels are all part of the interior tub. It's fairly simplified, but compared to other kits of the era, it's actually quite detailed. You can't really see it on camera. One of these days I will get a better camera for you guys. But I mean, there's the door rest there. There's everything that's supposed to be there is there. It's just in very, 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 very shallow relief. Unfortunately, the ejector pin marks there, and there. If you want to keep the texture, there's not much you can do about them. But they can be cleaned up. Don't forget to clean this up here a little bit with stuff right there. That's actually easy enough to fingernail. These are locating slots for the dashboard, and you have a gas pedal and a brake pedal. No clutch pedal, so this is probably representative of an automatic, or they screwed up, or they've got the clutch pedal that will be hanging from the dashboard. As you can see, I got some cleanup here that I did on this. So your mold seams are right up here. You're gonna need to touch up right here. I still need to touch that up, and then they're right on the edge. That's really sharp there, but they're actually kind of right here on the edge too. Very little there, and then right here where it comes across, right there. That is very pronounced, and you'll have to do quite a bit of sanding. I'm not done yet. I have that little bit right there as well on this side. This side cleaned up easier, but it's here and it goes there too. There's a little bit here. This is not molded. That is very roughly molded right there. I don't know if you can hear that, but that is not going to make for smooth paint. But overall, I mean, you have the windshield wipers molded in. There's not sure what this is supposed to be, but it's part of it. It's the top of your brake reservoir. The vents are molded in here. Here is the gas cap. I really actually hope there's a cap that goes in there, because that is, if not, that is going to be very, very rudimentary and look like crap. Which really sad. We don't want that. So let's go ahead and move on here. Let's open this one up. We got some skeezers here. Yay, we got scissors this time. You know, don't count on that being a regular thing, to be honest, because I never know where the hell they're at. Okay, let's go ahead and pull these out here. So here we have the hood with some nice molded in detail, easier cowl vents. We have turbo cooling vents there. The underside actually has quite a bit of detail that is actually prototypical. There are ejector pin marks there. I don't know if these are ejector pin marks or if those are actually supposed to be there. Then you have one here and one here. Those are going to be hard to clean up without damaging that. The texture of the hood liner material is molded in. Here, it's not. Yeah, actually, it's on the structure too, which it's been a long time since I had one of the. I didn't have the Charger, but I had the same base body. With the turbo 4 cylinders, an old 800. But if I remember right, there was hood liner here, but not here. So here's your engine block halves, your timing cover. Here's back by the transmission. Your intake, exhaust, your belts, which are actually reasonably detailed. Water pump cover, I think. Your starter. There's your mirrors, transaxle pieces, oil pan. power steering pump. Yeah, but overall, that's actually, they took some time for that, to detail that. It actually has a roll cage for like a race car. I will probably not be putting this in, but I might. But most likely no. It seems kind of a, there's no real like race car stuff in here, so this seems like an odd thing to put in. But that's just kind of, you know, MPC stuff of the day. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. It, as with most round stuff from back then, real heavy flashing around those. A lot of cleanup. Body kit stuff. Here we go. Well, there's part of the center console. So there's the manual shifter. There's your turn signal stock, because that's your ignition switch, your steering column. This is part of the center console. I think that's armrest for center console, but that is a manual shifter. Here are the side skirts. Here is for the rear. That's for the front. To line up, here's more, and that the rear spoiler, which actually has a huge sink mark running along it, and it's deeper there and there. If you use the spoiler, you're going to want to fill that in, or it's going to look extremely stupid. If these fit well, I will use them for sure. If not, I will avoid using them if I can, but the front bumper might actually force usage of these. I do not know yet. The rear louvers, if they fit well, I will be using those. If they fit well. These, I think these are vents, or kind of like NACA ducts. Don't know yet. We'll come back to that. All right, let's put that. You know, yeah, we'll put that there for now. Let's pull the rest of this crap out and get the box out of the way, shall we? At least for now. All right, and so the tires. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and open these. These are actually kind of cool. Let's grab these scissors here. So the tires actually are really nice Goodyear Eagles. I think these might be new tool tires, because these are, I believe the original ones were not these. They were like your factory, but the original tires that came in the kit were likely a lot taller, and not as wide, and they were probably hollow. These are solid. These look like the Goodyear Gatorbacks that AMT was doing. Hold on, let me see here. I have my glasses nearby. Yes, I do. I think that these are the Goodyear Gatorbacks that everybody was using, including the company that was making those trailers, Galaxy Ltd. They were using. So there's a little bit of something right there. I don't know what the heck. Let me grab a different tire. Yeah, that just has a little bit of a molding anomaly on this tire. It's not a big deal. Oh, it's not on the other side though. All right. So you can actually read it. It says rotation that way, and it's the left side. So driver's side. That's awesome. It actually tells you which side. These are a little soft, like they've been, ran for, a month or two, which, I mean, that's fine. There ain't nothing wrong with that. You can barely see a mold seam there. This just screams these are not the original tires. You can actually even read the size. These are P for passenger 245, which is your width in millimeters. Actually here to here in the real thing. 45, which is your aspect ratio. It's your percentage. That's your sidewall percentage versus your section width. And then, which is 45. And it is a Z, so that is high speed rating. R for radial, 17 inch wheel. So yes, it actually has the size on the tires too. That is fantastic. That is all extremely legible. You can probably take a white gel pen, or pick your technique and easily pick that out with paint, with white paint, if you want that in color. That is thoroughly impressive. I will give it that. That is impressive. Yes, I realize these are probably going to fall out of the bag, but let's just hedge our bets, I guess. Wedge them in there good. I don't have a stapler handy, so whatever. Let's go ahead and move on to the chrome tree here. And go ahead and move some of this crap out of the way. We'll go off to the side. All right, we have. Okay, here we have chrome intake, chrome exhaust. Oh, that chrome exhaust looks a little odd. Probably for a turbo. Not sure what that is for there, or that. That is a... Really? Looks like a radiator hose. Look like mirror lenses. These are light lenses, probably for down low. These look like some rally lights. Headlight lenses. They're cooling fan. Valve cover, some of the stuff, I don't know what the hell it is right now. That is a fuel pump. Some of the stuff is, why did you put this on the chrome tree? Okay, mirrors, headlights, light stuff in general, even the antenna I can understand. These the wheels I can understand, although these, I don't think these are, I have not seen these in chrome on any in real life. These have probably looked pretty good, mask off the outer edge here, paint the center section in gold, give it a good black wash. That might look pretty good. I am not going to use these custom wheels, because if I want that style, that mesh style, I have 3 or 4 sets that I've designed myself. I am going to design a lowering kit for this. The same as the rest. It's just gonna, like lowering spindles, probably 2 or 3 millimeters up front and 1 or 2 in the back. I might design some custom wheels, or I might actually just I might do a black wash on these and then hit them with dull coat, and then detail tip the lugs in chrome again. I have not decided on that yet, but we will know soon. I'm not going to take the clear parts out for obvious reasons, but we have, looks like we have lenses for those rally lights. Looks like those are covers for, that's kind of weird. Probably, for the front end there, right over the headlights. So yeah, you stick them on there. I am probably not going to use those unless they fit phenomenally well, in which case I might. These are well done. The only thing I wish is, on the real car, I believe there is amber and white for, I might have to paint the white for the backup lights. I wish those were separate, but they're not. So this, you can actually break those loose separately if you wish. It's kind of weird that they're actually molded all the way back like that, because the window is only right here. So it's kind of weird that all that's there, but you can break those off if you wish. I may go ahead and mask off the windshield and actually tint the back windows there and sides, just to make them, a little darker, give some interest. All right, let's go ahead and move on to this here. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and get the body ready as well, because we're going to go ahead and I'm going to check some of the fit of the fascias to the body is. pretty crappy. So let's find out. I wouldn't mind getting another one of these just to see if those decals came with the kit. But I can always ask my son too, because he has this kit as well. We'll get to those in a sec here. So here are the drive lines, not done very well. Rear springs not done well. Fronts not done very well. The flash is just unbelievable. I mean, it's typical for the era, you know, that is what it is here. Okay, so you know what? This has to be windshield washer reservoir, because here is the brake booster. Either that or that. Yeah, here's the brake booster. It goes on right there. Here's your core support part of the radiator. The other part of the radiator, your fan shroud. This is your rear suspension. This is actually, people say, oh, don't make that kind of stuff. And, oh, yes, they do. All your current modern Kias, Hondas, you know, Toyotas and stuff, they all use this torsion beam in the rear. Really, people say, oh, it's a great design. No, it's really not. It's actually kind of horrible. But it is what it is. So front suspension is like anything else. It's actually pretty decent. It's a lower control arm, McPherson strut. We're really good for, you know, durability and not the best handling. Some people might argue that, but if they were the best handling, the top cars in the world would have them. But they are the best handling for the majority of people who are not trained how to drive. They're very forgiving. You can achieve good performance, and they're very forgiving. I've got a race car driving background, so there are other types of suspension that are capable of a lot more, but they take a lot more skill, and you really need to be trained to do it right. Here, this looks like another fuel pump. That is probably the motor for the fan, which that's actually pretty nice to see. The battery looks to be, I mean, yeah, it's just kind of going to go kind of on the molded setup there, but it's, if it wasn't, and you know, it was easier for them to mold the battery like this than it was to mold a cutout on the fender well. But I would say that is probably representative of the right size and shape. It actually looks decent. The battery clamps are not the best, but for the time, I mean, you have to don't compare this to like a modern kit, you know, because you're going to be disappointed. And let's face it, they're not gonna tool up a brand new kit of this old car, you know. I mean, yeah, they're cool, but they're quote unquote not that cool. Reasonable detail. Now this can all be painted. You know, it's gonna be black mostly. It's probably all black. Definitely this part and this part black. Clamps are gonna be battery color or body color or silver. That's probably silver. These are, you know, heater hoses. So take that as you will. Got to do a little research. These probably black. Overall, I mean, the details actually, for what it is so far, this is not bad at all. Dashboard. Okay, no hanging pedal, no pedal. So it is it's a manual, it's a stick shift, but with no clutch pedal. I cannot tell. Let me put my magnifying glasses on there, 3.25 magnification. These guys here, they work really good for seeing stuff. Oh my. So I'm not sure about this one, the far end here, but these two, the numbers look like they are legible. These probably aren't, because back then they didn't have that level of fidelity. Not at the cost for what would be for this anyway. So that's actually kind of impressive. they actually have the right knob molded in there. Your vents, your HVAC controls there. This is one of those old push button cassettes, it looks like. There's your ashtray. You can barely see. I'll probably deepen these lines here. Might even actually cut that in. They're a bit deep in the ashtray for sure. Let's see, what do we got? My headlight switch. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. That's kind of weird. It's in a stereo on that side. That's why I'm kind of, like blown away. These are obviously switches. Not sure what for. Probably for that's going to be headlight. One of these. You know what? I'm not even going to speculate because you know what? Who knows? I'll let somebody who actually has one of these cars. I do not remember my equivalent car, so I'm not even going to hazard the guess. The steering wheel looks fairly accurate. It's not bad. It needs a little bit of cleanup, but overall it's not bad. Seats are these seats look horrible. I will be using these seats. They look like Recaros to me. I will probably be using I'll be using these seats, or I will put some in of that I have printed, like these here. But given the size, they will these are great seats. If so, I'll probably have to shrink them. But honestly, I'm probably just going to go with these seats because I've already got 4 or 5 sets of those going in other cars. The exhaust, honestly, I'm probably going to just 3D print the muffler and that, and maybe some of these clamps like that, and then just make. I'm just going to use aluminum welding rod to make do that, and then tube for that, because that just, there's no way I'm going to clean that up and have it look good. It's just not going to happen. I mean, I might go with it. Okay, so we have center console. Here is a filler panel, back seat. Here is the rear fascia slash bumper. Let me see, where did my nippers get to? There they are. So let's go ahead and just, because I want to test fit these. And the front, the rear looks kind of mediocre. That actually looks really good. That is a weird texture on those. I think that's supposed to be open on the real car. If so, I will probably, I know this is, but the detail on that is way too shallow. But this here, I might go ahead and take my motor tool and actually, I don't know. I wish I could actually get this opened up, but I will probably just mask it off, paint it black, and then detail paint the bars or whatever. I don't know yet. I would really like it to be open, but I am not that brave because it is not that nice. So let's go ahead and get this. Too, so we'll get to that in a sec. So these here, look, these are fairly generic. They kind of look like they're trying to pass off as disc brakes, or it could be, might be passed off as drums, but whatever you feel like calling it. I don't think it really matters. You can call it as you wish. The rear seat, typical MPC stuff from back in the day. It looks like it actually fits better than a lot of the older stuff, but it still has that fairly weird texture. But you know what? I mean, the reality is the 1.1 stuff wasn't that great either. These were not exactly, high-end cars. I mean, it's, you know, people can gripe, oh well, that's Dodge. Well, I'm not the biggest Dodge fan. No, that's just here. That's American car. You should have gone with. Well, you know, actually no. Yeah, it says Dodge on it, but this is made by Mitsubishi. That's the reality. This is, you know, these were made by Mitsubishi. They were good cars, but I mean, the quality control and everything on everybody back then didn't know who made it. You know, it didn't matter who made it. You know, Lamborghini and Ferrari, you know, had issues as well. Okay, so there's no positive locating for these. So this is gonna kind of, you know, I would, you know, kind of go like this maybe, and then glue that in place on this side. Let it thoroughly dry, then come over and hold this in place and tack that up, and same thing, let that thoroughly dry, and then kind of reinforce it. This has some positive location here. Okay, unfortunately, as we can see here, the flares and whatnot, now there might be some actual pieces that I can put on here right there that don't require the flares, but the flares are generally going to be required. Now, wow, that is unfortunate. Okay, this is unfortunate. So this side fits, it lines up on the top for the most part, and it fits pretty good there. This side does not. That needs to be, yeah, this side does not at all. Let me double check, make sure it's not just a little, make sure it's not flash that's doing it. Let's go ahead. And yeah, it's not, you can see. But on this side, everything lines up good. Yeah, even the body line right there lines up on this side. It does not on this side, so this pin right here is going to have to come off. This one you can end up leaving on, just so I don't screw that up. There we go, it's gone. So then you can put this in, and there we go. That will line up. Yeah, see, once you line the top edge up, that body line lines up too. So right there, that is, yeah, my son was kind of going, oh, it doesn't line up for, you know, it doesn't line up, it's a pain in the butt. Well, that'd be why. That's, but he's still learning. So I'll point that out to him. So he will probably go get another one of these. This was not a Hobby Lobby kit. This was a Walmart kit, so it was 20 bucks. Not a big deal. I like the car. I had this kit once upon a time way back in the 90s, late 90s, and it actually had the old box art. It had that Carroll Shelby's face on it and everything. So that's that. Okay, last one here is the decals. This is, yes, I opened these because I was wondering where those decals went. As you can see, that's it. The bonus decal sheet is not here. Now, that being said, this looks freaking good. This looks cool. So, these, yes, this is what the original decal sheet looked at. This is way better. Everything in here is in better register. The decals are better. They're a little on the thick side, but that's alright. In my experience, they will actually settle down quite nicely with Solvaset. I prefer Solvaset to Microsol. Some people hate Solvaset, and they'd rather use 30 or 40 applications of Microsol. I prefer to use just 1 or 2 applications of Microset. I have also used that. Getting custom decals to go down into seats, and in the end they looked freaking amazing. But yeah, I'm probably going to go blue and use silver decals. These are tempting. But no. Probably not. It's tempting to put silver with blue decals, but I have the blue that looks so friggin' good. And the reality is the molding on this is not, I don't have any silver that looks that good. I really don't. So, blue with silver decals is what I'm going to go with. I don't know. I could do white with the blue. That's traditional Shelby. I'll do either white with blue or blue with silver. These are not going to get used, although they would be kind of nice, especially on like on the box art. They kind of show it with like a blue car, which I think would look stupid. But that's only my opinion. As much as I like red, white, and blue, this doesn't really kind of have that setup like that. But overall, I think this would actually look very good on a black car or a white car. I think that would look pretty good. And who knows, maybe I'll get a few more of these and do them in different colors and paint schemes, especially if they, any of these other ones come with the right decals. Because some of those decals on that other sheet look fantastic. Maybe I'll go ahead and contact AMT and be like, hey, or not AMT, round 2, and be like, hey, where's the bonus decals here? That ain't cool. The instructions, I'm not going to go grab those and go through those. The instructions are actually pretty decent. I've got no complaints with those. Not that I can see. Everything looks good on the instructions. I have reviewed them. And like I said, everything is looking really good with them. Damn deer barking spiders. The instructions look really good. I'm going to glue these on. I'm going to leave these out because I'm actually going to glue these on here pretty soon. Yeah, then I'm going to get started on this kit. So that is the basic in-box review of this kit. It's pretty decent from what I can tell. I don't know how well she's going to fit together yet, but if the body and interior, or if the interior and chassis going inside the body are any indication, if the rest of the kit goes together like that, it should do fairly well. That obviously did not fit very well, but it is what it is. Most kits from that era, those multi-piece bodies do not fit very well. Hell, they don't fit very well on a lot of modern stuff either, unless it's like made by Tamiya. But overall, if it goes together decent enough for me, in my opinion, maybe I'll grab some more of these. Maybe I'll do one in full custom. I might not do any more with the engine. I may not. I don't know. I may do them curbside style because I'm not really. I can't. I did not see the gas cap, but I will double check that. If it's chrome, I will de-chrome it most likely and paint it. But I cannot wait to actually get to. Yeah, I'm going to do that just like that. That's good paint. I'm not going to do the wheels chrome. I'm going to either dull coat them or I'm going to strip them. That chrome is just too damn shiny. I will strip them and I will actually spray them with a different type of chrome similar to Molotow, but I won't be using Molotow. It's a different alcohol-based chrome paint that actually comes with a clear coat. I can't remember what it's called. I've done a little bit of testing. It actually still takes about a week to dry, but it's pretty durable. But it comes with a clear coat that does not knock down the shine, or it knocks down just enough to give you a scale chrome. So that is likely where I'm going to go with that. That being said, thank you all for watching. Please go ahead and like and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get this channel going.